to be back, man. Enough of this, audio bullshit. It's good to be live in the flesh.
Amen
My
to
brothers. And welcome. Jake, we didn't have you last time.
Good
Love
to be
see
here,
you,
bro. Yeah, I'm actually real. I'm not just a voice inside your head, lads.
Exactly. Got my boy Cha. Hey.
There.
Look at that. Who's that one there?
Yeah, I like to pop up every now and again. Cause a bit of commotion.
Is that you, my brother?
Me? What you saying?
I'm good, brother.
Yo,
My far end. My fellow gooner, man.
My bro.
Toes, what you telling me, brother?
I'm at home, man. I'm in
Yeah?
my parts, innit, man?
Jeez.
You know the area. Out here, boy.
Show this
vibes.
bandit.
You know the vibes. Come on.
Hey, we're live in shoulders as well, man.
Come on.
Hey, let's get straight to the shits, man. So obviously, before we're gonna just review the season we've just had. Obviously for me, Toast and Thabz could have been a great ending to the season, but wasn't the case. I asked the boys a long time ago. Obviously, some people didn't submit. Thabz, Mitch,
Normal level.
normal level. They didn't submit, but
Like I said, I'm here to cause commotions.
oh, okay. We love that. But yeah, man, I'm just gonna review our season predictions because boy, when I look at this list, yeah, people had chess, brother. People had chess.
Why are you looking at me, my guy?
Let's just start with my boy Party Boy Tree. So I asked for the boys to give me their top 6. Okay. Hish. How do you want to do this, boys? What, from 1 to 6 or 6 to 1?
6 to 1.
6 to 1.
Yeah.
Well, it's no surprise. Char put United above Arsenal.
That's all you wanted to get out.
Putting Arsenal 6th. His boys United 5th. Chelsea 4th.
They were 14th.
Wait, you might finish 4th?
Now 12th.
Jeez. Spurs 3rd.
He's actually a Spurs fan.
Damn,
Low key.
really is, isn't it?
I think so.
Liverpool 2nd, but correctly guessed that City would win the league, man. Congrats, though.
Normal level.
You got something right.
Got something right.
Yeah. United, you had them outside the top 4, but you guys just made it. How do you feel about that?
At Canter towards the end of the season. Now, to be fair, my logic was thinking, so Spurs started the season with Jose, didn't they?
No, they had Conte.
They had
Who
Conte,
knows,
didn't they?
boy?
Sorry, they had Conte. Sorry,
I don't blame
stand
you for
corrected.
getting that one wrong, brother.
Sorry. It changes every fortnight anyway. So started the season with Conte. I think after the fact that they got 4th last season and how they done it, obviously beating you guys, if you remember that game.
I remember the discussion
Okay.
of you saying Conte, world-class manager.
So I just thought, and plus I think
remember that.
off the back of their summer and look at the players that they signed, given Conte, I was thinking, okay, they're a staple for top 4. That was my logic. I thought we hadn't done enough. I wasn't really very sure about the Casemiro signing, so I thought, I just thought that we would be flirting around 4th, but I wasn't sure that we're going to make it like 100%. Arsenal are definitely the most surprise team of the season for me.
Say that.
I'll come out and say that. In terms of like the trajectory after the back of last season and losing against Conte's Spurs, I didn't see this happening. You obviously done Arsenal things toward the end of the season, but I think my top 4, if you actually look at it, even though it's wrong, I think people could see the logic behind certain decisions.
Interesting. Well, Jake, you literally nearly had the same, but instead you swapped United to finish 6th and Arsenal to finish 5th.
I saw it, lads. I saw you guys flying, just not fly it, just didn't see it high enough.
Just not enough.
Yeah, exactly. That was it.
Obviously had your own team there finishing 4th, but disappointing season for you boys, no?
Worst season ever. That is legitimate. Like, this podcast will be doing a Curious Case of Chelsea Football Club 2022-23. That is
We will be there.
fact.
No matter what.
Could not see that. You can't see it going, well, you could see it going worse because there was literally talk of relegation. Like, that's how bad it was getting. So,
Could you imagine Chelsea Football Club getting relegated?
I wouldn't be here. Keep it a bug.
I love the honesty. And then Tosin, funny enough, you literally swapped Chelsea and Arsenal. So you had United 6th, Chelsea 5th, Arsenal 4th.
The biggest pagan.
Wait a minute. Is that your second club, Spurs, above Arsenal? Wow. Okay.
I mean,
I have no regrets about that pick, innit? Like, this was our first year in 6 years?
beating.
I'm an Arsenal
Or
fan. I have no regrets about
finishing-
picking Spurs.
Finishing. I mean, I'm a
No, logic
realist.
behind it. There was the. It was
I'm
there.
a realist, innit?
was the
Like
logic?
Spurs.
Take away the fanship in it. Like
Like-
Spurs last season beat you lot to top 4.
I appreciate objective fans. Thank you, Char. I mean, you took the words out of my mouth.
me next time, please.
Like, but I mean, yeah. Obviously, we know the history of the Spurs. They've reverted back to the mean,
it runs
and
deep,
we're here to
man.
see it, man.
It
We're here to see it, boy.
But you actually had Liverpool winning the league, and not City.
Yeah, man. I didn't want to believe that City could three-peat because obviously it's very difficult to do to go back to back to back. But alas, here we are.
Hey, life, bro. All right, man. So that was everyone's. I was here. Your top.
So basically, none of us have done well to
Yeah,
start.
no one got even.
Well, I mean, Jake, you got City right. Charlie, you got City right. So you know you can have that at least a point somewhere there. And then we went to top scorers. Now I think at the time of this we didn't have Haaland to City confirmed, did we?
Yeah.
I don't think so because no one here really did pick Haaland. So it kind of gives me the vibe that he.
I mean, off record though. Man,
So should we default him? So get him out.
yeah.
And pick basically who was next.
Because if we're removing Haaland out, then
Most
pick
people
up.
got right. No.
Well, only you on this table right now said
Shock.
it was all between Salah and Kane. So the ones that said Salah was Andy, Jake said Salah, Kenneth said Salah, Shalom said Salah, and then Tosin said Salah. But then obviously Calvin, repping his boy, said Kane, Pete, Kane, and then you, Kane.
I think you much should discuss Kane, man.
Yeah, I
I mean,
feel like we
yeah,
need to-
because he scored more this season than last season.
Yeah. And he scored in, what was it, 25
Scored in more
different-
games than Haaland. didn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah.
So he scored the most games, single games ever in the Premier season. I think he scored the most headed goals.
Scored against everyone. As well.
Yeah.
I don't really want to waste time to ask this question, but I feel like I always have to ask it. Like, what's he still doing there? Like, what's next?
Fam, his brother let him down is the
It's
bottom
supposed to,
line.
He signed on to that Connie boy.
And the Connie is not favourable to him.
Hey, you won't have to ask it in 12 months, though, man. You'll be gone. So at least you've got a countdown.
12 months too late, I reckon.
Oh,
man.
more than that.
Kane
I've
has known
that.
his whole career that he's not won a trophy. Like, I don't think anyone put a gun to his head to sign that contract. So I don't really buy that. Like, for me, it comes down to his own personal ambitions. You know what I mean? He decided, you know what, I'm going to extend at Spurs, and now he's in a bit of a sticky situation.
You know what? I think this year I really deeped it that he actually just must love the club and not really care. Sadly, it's
The thing is, there's footballers out there that are like that. Like think about your like Totties.
yeah, but bro, but
Think about
Tony's one side though.
I love that shout, by the way.
something, but
It's a
like-
great shout, but we know Kane can achieve more. Totti,
Matt Letizia back in the day. Like these Donnies like
that's-
No,
Yeah, but Totti won trophies. So in Totti,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, no, true. But like when you associate him to going somewhere else and winning more.
when did
That's what
Kane
I'm
sign
saying.
his contract? So it was 5 or 6 years, and it was 28. So was this just after or around the Champions League final or one of their
I think it was after the Champions League final.
Because I think that's probably where he's done it. It's like, right, look at this
On a
team.
high.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, full for doing it. But
Pochettino, you know,
yeah, like you're looking at him thinking, I sign a long term. I say to everyone else, not just myself, that I'm committed to leading this. And then what? Poch leaves 6 months later, and then the team has just been decimated since.
Think about we're calling it a bad decision because of how it's played out.
No. But
Hindsight
in hindsight, someone like Grealish, right, negotiates with Aston Villa and says, if you don't make top 4,
Yep.
and someone comes and grabs me for 100 mil, I'm gone.
Yeah,
Right?
that
And
was-
why not put something like that in your contract if you're Harry Kane?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was having this discussion with someone, and in my opinion, anyway, like, let's say Kane goes to a City and or Real Madrid and wins like a La Liga or a Premier League title. That
not gonna be
doesn't
respected.
really it won't be respected. It won't add that much to his legacy. Now, let's say he goes to United and wins their first title in a decade. Then it's different. So for me, it's also about where he goes. If he goes Real and just wins La Liga,
Andy's saying that's cap, bro.
No,
he
but
may
what?
like bro, because
reverse
Real they've been winning La Liga. So what is one La Liga gonna add to his legacy?
it-
I don't.
Caribbean with Spurs will hold more weight.
He's even got a career.
No,
When
but
was-
yeah,
fuck,
bro.
they won a trophy.
Like, they ain't won a
He
trophy.
hasn't won. He hasn't
And
got
that's
a
low
trophy.
key what I
Exactly.
feel like
Of
he
course it
wants
will.
to do it at Spurs.
Yeah.
Just to say, like, I was the man to cross the line with
Bro,
Spurs.
Times running out,
Gareth
boy.
Bale, Van der Vaart, all these men come and gone. None of them won trophies at Tottenham. Of course, he's going to add to the legacy, 100%.
Time's running out for him, but we'll see, innit? We'll see. An interesting one though, the flop of the season. Yeah.
God, like this is where I'm starting to get nervous anxiety here because
I don't get nervous, but I'm getting shaky. A lot of people had Nunes, man, but Andy, I mean, he's not on the table right now, but he had a great shout with Sancho. Or do people disagree? 'Cause I feel like
I remember this, because it was Sancho season 2.
Yeah. He saw the vision though.
Yeah,
That's Cap.
Loki.
It's not. That's Cap.
Low
That's
key.
Cap. Sandro has had a very like medium rare season. Innit?
Medium rare.
gosh, sorry, sir. Can I have it well done?
He hasn't flopped. I don't think he's flopped, especially towards the end of the season. I think he played well, but I don't think he's had the season that maybe he was associated to. I don't think he's been the biggest flop.
You man talk, man.
Prez.
He hasn't been the biggest flop.
Prez off camera.
Flop.
Anything on that Sancho?
That Nunes shout is
Yeah.
15 goals.
So who had Darwin? Who had Darwin?
So
I think for
Andy,
first season.
fair play. Andy had Darwin. Calvin had Darwin. Jake had Darwin. So did Pete. So did Shalom. So did Steven. Damn. There was a target on his head.
Sancho's not a flop, but Darwin is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I,
No, different. No.
15 goals all
No,
counts.
15 goals for a striker, dog. Like that was signed that what? To be your main striker, no, bro. That's a flop.
Okay, so
Hard.
So Sancho can have on the goals contribution and he's calm.
No, I'm not saying it's calm. That's what I'm saying. He's no. The difference is when we signed Sancho, we weren't signing Sancho and then like thinking that he was gonna be like the here and now.
But to Andy's, hold on.
It was never gonna be.
It wasn't. No, hold on.
That. It was
but
never
to
that.
Andy's point, yeah, the reason of Sancho being put as a flop this season
Blind as
was because you man gave him the blind in the first season.
Okay,
and
no,
this
okay,
season,
I get that logic.
He then had
get that
to.
logic.
He then had to step up to the levels of Dortmund. Because what he was doing double figures, assists and goals.
Did Liverpool not purchase Nunes for the here and now?
Yes.
Yeah, but we know about the first season blight in the Prem, especially if you're coming from somewhere else, which was the discussion
I'm
at the.
well confused. What are we debating here? They're both flops. Like that's like,
Yeah.
like they are both. Yeah, they're both flops. Full stop.
Some
Love
more than
that.
others.
So,
Sancho got sent to Fat Camp.
hey, we have no fat shaming here, okay? We have no fat shaming in here.
Don't say it, man.
All right,
For a
so
footballer, I'd have a bit.
unable to join us this weekend, unfortunately, Papa Ken's. He had a great shout. He actually gave 2 recommendations, and they were surprise, they were both Spurs players. We had Basuma,
Yep.
Yeah.
Stunk up the joint.
and apparently R9 Richarlison.
That are not that.
By the way, can we stop calling him R9?
That is criminal. That is criminal
They're
when
actually
people
crazy to
say
call him
that.
Spurs, delete that tweet. That tweet, delete that tweet.
That's brazy talk right there.
Yeah, man. Like, how you getting Ben White score more goals than you? Like,
Crazy,
me, but like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
What? And you're a striker, 60 M's.
Munu, who was my flop pick?
You had you had him as well, bro.
Man, I thought you were going to.
No, I was talking to you, but Kenna had Basuma.
They wanted to keep
Yo.
the agenda going.
Hey, where is Basuma, by the way?
Fam.
Hey,
He's currently just hiding out in North London, I reckon. Just chilling out.
Anyways, the lesser the better.
If I
Yeah,
talk.
yeah. Basuma, Richarlison, and obviously
Certain
Tosin.
man said Tottenham had the
That one really
signings
got
of the
that one really got you
signings
in
of
there.
the season and that. They know who they
They
are.
won the window, didn't it? Yeah. Hey,
Get me.
they got something there though. Yeah.
I mean, that's
They've been
football.
quiet ever
Whoever
since.
wins the window never actually wins.
Bruh.
If you're a football window winner, that's immediately like warning signs like you're gonna flop.
The same people should just get over it.
It is like, I mean, you think of like Chelsea, there's, like when they did that, obviously, yeah. But Chelsea had a horrendous window now looking back at it. But when it started, it's like all these names coming. It's like, that could be really good. Fucking awful. That was the worst thing we've ever seen.
Terrible signings.
Yeah.
So we move over to the goalie of the season. It was basically Edison or Alisson. I mean, when we look back at it, do we still agree? Because you know who I'm going to say. And you, man, I'm not trying to be biased, but I feel like Aaron Ramsey had a great season.
No, man.
No? Oh, Pope, yeah.
no, my watch, man.
No?
No, man. Neither.
So who you go for then? 'Cause obviously
I
you
mean,
said,
Allison.
I'd probably go Alisson.
Yeah.
Well, you said Edison initially.
Yeah, because I think Edson always gets like the record for the clean sheets, isn't it?
But wasn't it De Gea this season?
It was big, yeah. But like, no.
Minutes on the gate gone.
De Gea, the thing
Alright.
with De Gea's season, so most clean sheets, there was what, 16 about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so every other game he's keeping a clean sheet. That is a mental
However-
record.
Go on.
Most errors leading to a goal.
One. Exactly. And the
Make
fact,
it
and the thing
make
is,
sense.
when you deep it, the whole clean sheet record is not just the keeper. We need to understand that. So like this whole like I was seeing at the end of the season.
Whoa.
No, it's not.
Sorry?
No, it's not.
Sorry?
No,
So
it's not.
them reflex say.
Nah,
his
nah,
face,
nah,
look at his
nah,
face.
nah, 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 nah. Bro, I'm telling you, have you not heard this stat, bro? The
Okay,
most
what?
goals leading to a goal scoring
Oh, you
opportunity,
just said the
bro.
clean sheet's not about the keeper.
It's not
Brother,
just the keeper,
He's
though.
the one that stops them going in.
You think
So what?
So you're trying to tell me 16 clean sheets and it's only because De Gea has been in goal? No way in hell, bro.
Shot saved.
No, bro. It's not a coincidence that every time that's
I just think that's mad for you
every
to say that,
every
by the
time
way.
the team wins well, anytime a keeper wins the clean sheet record, it's always one of the best teams.
Defensive teams.
It's always one of
I
the
think,
best teams.
yeah, what Charles Jones says is it's a group effort. Like,
Yeah.
you
No,
probably
I
say
hear
that.
it, I hear it,
On
but
this
bro,
occasion, I agree.
man still got to do. I don't know how
No,
many
I'm not
games
taking
he
it
said.
away from him. I'm just saying that like it's a joint effort more than just De Gea.
goalkeepers and defenders union over here, man.
Will
Like,
he be at United and come?
He's got my
Yeah.
boy. If you're watching this, cut. You got to go, bro. You got to go.
get out of here, please.
Also retweet us. Come on, get us. But no, I think De Gea stay there. I think
All
he does.
right.
I think the Gea's gone. Yeah.
Speaking of people going, we have some teams that were going to get relegated. Looking at here, Andy, you said Forest, Fulham. Obviously, they both stayed up, but you said Sultan. Boys, Saints gone. That is mad.
Yeah, that's actually crazy.
That's actually crazy.
They've been a mainstay for a time.
Yeah. That Pochettino team.
They had to go though, man. They had to go.
Coman
Yeah,
version
long
as
time
well.
coming,
They
Yeah,
were
do you
decent.
remember, like, they had a squad at one point.
They just like stagnated. That was all it was.
Yeah.
And
Mate, do you not see that every sort of signing they done last summer was someone that was like under 20, like 21?
it was that. Yeah, they didn't have any prem
Yeah,
experience.
yeah.
Like,
So it was
Maybe
all
They were
right.
ready. They were ready for the rebuild, yeah.
Calvin had Bournemouth, Fulham, both stayed up, but he had Leeds. I'm glad to see Leeds
Well
at the Prem.
marching down together now.
Yeah,
That's
Leeds.
heritage, you know.
Get them out, bro.
Huh?
Retweet that.
Nah, get them out, man. Don't like that club.
Hmm.
Jake, unfortunately, you said Everton, Fulham, but also Everton, Bournemouth, and Fulham.
Everton
Ooh,
deserve-
not for
Everton-
free.
Could have gone,
Everton should go down.
but that's the second time as well.
Yeah, like-
Embarrassing.
Worst team in the league.
Kenner as well had Bournemouth, Fulham, but then Leeds. Yeah, we said Leeds have gone.
In Bournemouth.
Pete, Forest, and Fulham stayed, but Leeds gone. Shalom, Forest, and Fulham, but Leeds gone. Stephen,
That was wild.
he had Forest, Fulham, and Brentford.
Yeah, I thought Brentford would struggle second season. No, that is the bike.
Get
That is
that
the bike, but that was my
WD-40,
logic.
please. Get that WD-40.
That was my logic.
And then last but not least, Tosin, Bournemouth, Fulham, and Forest, they all stayed. And then last but not least,
Both
also gone. I asked for the boys who would get sacked first. Not sure who did actually get sacked first, but let's just see who did get sacked from their predictions. Andy says Steve Cooper, the pisshead. No, he stayed. Parker.
It was Scotty P.
Was it Scotty B?
It was Scotty P. Yeah.
But apart from that, everyone else said no. Sorry, Calvin said Rogers, but he more or less
Eventually,
resigned.
towards the end.
No, he was going about February, March time.
Yeah. Everyone else had Lampard.
That criminal.
Super.
That's smart money, man.
Whatever he's doing, he's done enough, man.
Tosin did put Lampard and Gerrard.
That's 2 for 2, man.
If not ask for one, but one, but yeah, man. Interesting predictions, and very shortly, I think just before the Community Shield weekend, we will be doing the next round of predictions. So please, Tabo, get your predictions in for next season.
I got you.
And it'll be good to see where we're gonna come up this year, and we'll be sat here again in a year's time and see how accurate the boys have been. It's been a pleasure doing this quick roundup with you boys. I do love making these predictions for you guys because it's just funny to see what your heads are. Because some people, boy, deluded. But like I said, we'll be back again and see if the boys can make smarter decisions. Peace.
Nice. Peace, people.